Well, the summer beach weather may be long gone, but still a tremendous afternoon for football here in Los Angeles, California. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Rosen looking to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
I'm darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on first. Not a productive opening drive, 3 and out, and more struggles for a team really that hasn't won a game in a long time.
It can be really discouraging for everyone else on the team, especially the guys on the other side of the ball that have to trot out there and see a little more futility in this losing streak. So I know coaches who look at these situations and say to themselves, let's be aggressive. Let's go for it right here and try and turn our fortune around.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. But now it'll be 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. That's a gain of 13, 1st down Rams.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now you can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
47's the mark, boy, 47. Check, 47.
Goff on 3rd down. Hard throw, incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Here we go. It's Gurley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First down Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A.
But when we go back to our conversation with the defensive coordinator, that type of a play was not a surprise to him. He expected trickery in this game, yet somehow his defense, they still took the cheese and got caught in the mousetrap.
Now gone. Got an open man. It's QT. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now it's gone. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Let's go.
That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. Again, Goff. Flush to his right. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. DJ Chark, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for. How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Aaron Donald in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
They'll run. It's Lindsey. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
They'll run here with Lindsey. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. but that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 13. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
The numbers on the ground for Gurley last week. The hat trick +1, 4 trips to the end zone with his legs.
And, partner, you know how all the guys do when they do that little symbol now about eating, right? Keep feeding me, feeding me. They just kept feeding him and feeding him, and next thing you know, he kept getting in the end zone.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
Last stop! Last stop!
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Rams on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Goff now looks to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
That's a gain of 13, first down Rams. Goff now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. Here's Goff. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Meanwhile, Goff to Gurley as he drops it off for his running back. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down. And he is the NFC rating offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
It'll be a first down for the Rams there on a pickup of 18. Goff in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Now Goff. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown Rams. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 2nd and 10. It's Rosen again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Martin, the return. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here for the 1st and 10. Todd Gurley and the Rams offense set to take over. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't
he? He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. From the 44, Goff. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Hey, lift.
Now Goff on first down. And that's complete to Cooks. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he powers his way up past the 30.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and those creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Dante Fowler, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. 7 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. This fielded at the 2. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done.
They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And that one's complete to Gurley. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
47's the mark. Let's go, D.
First and 10 at the 40.
On first down, it's Gurley. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because in a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Goff now looking to throw. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Second down, it's Henderson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a Rams first down on a pickup of 10.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's Gurley. I don't think Gurley got there. Looks like the defense held him back. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They're running with Gurley. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They get 6 yards going for it on 4th, and now it's 1st and goal.
We own them. We own them.
On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Both sides. 180. Come off the ball. Come on. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes this out and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Coming this way. Here we go.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rosen. And he'll find his target. Woods. It's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or better. Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. Aaron Donald. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rosen. He'll find Lindsey here. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Hey, tight. Watch tight. Tight end right.
Here's Rosen to throw. Going up top. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in.
Let's go. Let's do it.
It's a big play there for the Broncos. 42 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything.
Oh, now Lindsey lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the fourth quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On second down now, it's Henderson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Down to about the 22 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Again, it's Henderson. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll stay on the ground. Ballage again. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd. as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Now it's Zerline to try the Ram field goal. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This one taken just inside the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Rosen. This is the tight end Fant. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost up.
Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
At the 9-yard line.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here.